that would actually require Jimmy to wear sleeves. Somebody get his wardrobe fixed. Let's look at our lanes. Let's look at everything that's going on right now.
The way Secret drafts is so smooth, where they open with pretty much Rubik Tiny against Enigma. One dominates him in lane. One's going to dominate him throughout the game.
Oh. All right, who's going to start with the ball? Here comes a rolling boulder forward as well. Millen, so goodbye. We're off to a great start.
Sven, baby.
J.Storm.
Oh, with the all chat wheel. Flawless. That's why you're picking Sven.
Yeah, this is why we clap like we're doing a salsa dance with the drafting from J.Storm. It's like we're doing, it's a great time, guys. It's a great time.
What's the win probability now? It's got to be at least like 70%. Look, I mean, 52%. That's good enough. Look at that, J.Storm.
Yeah.
They're favorites in this match, Tobes.
Yeah, sure. I'll drink some of that Kool-Aid. I'm okay with that. Let's get a feel for our lanes. So it looks like it will be. They're bouncing the lanes around. So Secret are actually going to run the Bat Rider into the safe lane.
Yep.
Mid one's obviously going to be in the mid, and they're actually going to then run Nisha on the Terrorblade towards the off lane. And can you get away with this? Like knowing how much Yapsaw and Poppy just move across this map.
This is the matchup you want for Secret. They want the Tiny and the Bat against the Enigma because you kill the Eidolons and kill the Enigma. Whereas TB, you don't want to play against an Enigma because even if you're winning the lane, he's getting his eye on the Archer every single creep wave. Put him against the two melee heroes down bottom with the Rubik. When he pops meta, you're going to crush this lane. They even get the block, so they get that easy Archer deny up first.
I like how Puppy just runs straight past Bryle. Like, he doesn't care at all. He's making it very obvious that he's rotating down towards the bottom lane. This is what you're talking about. Yamsaw's actually harassing Millen out of the lane. Nisha's already popped off Metamorphosis, so Moo doesn't feel comfortable, and they know the Puppy is on the way. He hasn't skilled up anything yet. While up on top lane, Bat Rider is losing a lot of life. He's at sub 500 just because of the decay from March, so he's going to be a little bit careful. But only a little bit. Without Forev having a stun, Zai is not under any real pressure.
Yeah, Secret's just, like, yeah, they're going to lose top because it's Enigma Undying, but you still have a great matchup here, and you're going to win your other two lanes very hard. Once again, mid one has a significant matchup advantage mid, and that's really devastating when you consider, like, the inexperience of Bryle and the 10k MMR of mid one.
Yeah. Well, that's what you wanted to avoid, right? Like, it was Nisha who dominated the first game, and now it's going to be... It's now going to be mid one who gets to do it. Either way, the mid matchups, the drafting from Secret's so good. Top lane, Zai, he's getting really pummeled by March. He's 452 HP, but he's got Salve as well as 7 stick charges, so Bat Rider will be okay. And they're already looking for the 2-minute runes. That control, it's a double damage as well for mid one. At the same time as his bottle just arrived, so sure, why not?
Bryle's so much trouble already. He's getting worked.
Oh, Bolt onto the bottom lane. They're going in right after Nisha, and they got a lot of damage. March's rotation, a perfect time. That Soul Rip damage really gave them just that extra oomph. And Puppy, underneath his own tier 1 tower, they will not force it.
I like this from J.Storm. I think this is much better for them than double dual lanes. Just tri-lane down bottom. Your Undying is such a powerful laner against a TB and a Tiny. And up top, Enigma's going to be pressured. You can see, look at that creep wave coming in, but you should at least be able to trade. But Zai's doing a great job keeping the stacks up.
Yapsa's also keeping very close tabs over on Millen. He's got his telekinesis available at the moment, but Millen, he doesn't have any help coming over, so Yapsa's just posturing more than anything else. But 9 sticky napalm stacks on Forev. This TP has to come right now, and he doesn't get there in time anyway. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. At least they can get some level of defense on the top tier 1 tower, but 3 minutes in, and the tower's at 425.
That was perfect play from Zai, because he doesn't care trading there, because 2 creep waves died to the tower, and you can see the amount of damage that it dealt. So that's a huge XP disadvantage now for Forev. He missed out on almost a full level and a half.
And they can just instantly rotate the lanes too. Like Zai's coming down towards the bottom lane. Puppy tossing March back. The Stormbolt is out from Moo, but with Zai's arrival in the lane, 2 sticky napalm, 1 in the flame break. He's just looking to stack it up and then break him.
Yeah, off lane there's like almost no heroes that are viable nowadays, but Batrider has made a resurgence because he's so powerful in these laning disadvantaged matchups. You can't play Sven or Enigma against a Bat very well, and Zai's already level 3. Like, this is so grim for Moo. Look at his CS.
Yeah, he used Stormbolt to try and get that last hit on the range creep, and it still went the way of Zai. He denied it.
Yeah.
So, fun times all ahead. Mid one's using the double damage to pressure Braille in mid.
Braille's actually doing a bit better than I expected, but it's not ideal.
Good steal of the rune. Millen, Light Striker Ray, still going to connect on him, but they put down one little remnant, no way to go anywhere, and mid one is trapped in. He knows that stick charges up. He can hit another Light Striker Ray, but it's all about the Arc Warden finding a kill, while on bottom lane, it goes from bad to worse on the 5th pick of J.Storm. It's Sven going down for the first time, at least.
I mean, that was a huge kill because they got denied the rune as well. If you let mid one get a free creep wave into rune spam, like, it just, especially when you're this ahead on a hero like Luna or Lina, you just clear the wave so fast. The Brow's always pressured. You can see the amount of damage he takes.
Yeah, now TP's coming in from the Undying, but really where J.Storm want to try and fight up on top, and Nisha has obliged them. He came out a little bit too far. The stun control is perfect, and J.Storm are able to capitalize on the rotation. Nisha will fall.
That's a roaming Sven, though.
He TP'd up. I think they're looking for the lane switch so Forev can go down to the bottom lane. But Zai's already there.
This is the...
Actually, Nisha TP's to bottom lane after his own death.
Yeah. Zai's going to have a game no matter where he goes. They want to make sure Nisha doesn't struggle. Zai can do whatever he wants.
Nisha has no metamorphosis, but it's not going to stop him from trying to attack into the tier 1 tower.
Zai's going to farm the wave and the hard camp, just getting a little bit of extra GPM. And just buy space for Nisha. They're trying to do the same on J.Storm, getting Moo into the game. There was a nice rotation from him, but you can see the vision already placed by Puppey. They just want to control this bottom lane.
Yeah, March put down the tombstone. He can keep it alive a little longer, but not that much longer. So March, no way to survive underneath the tower. Meanwhile, in mid one knew this was coming. The courier went right over the top of that ES's head, but thanks to Braille having double of himself, the Spark Rays do the work. And mid one will fall, so the tier 1 tower taking a while for Team Secret to kill off. Yes, they get the Undying, but the Lina, that early CS advantage is now starting to just drip away.
This is really cool by both sides, though. I think J.Storm makes the right call abandoning bottom here, and Secret ensures that Undying can't just sit on this tower, keep it alive, and get free experience.
They're going after Yapsor, rolling boulder. The Storm Bolt sets up for it perfectly. And Forever in the neighborhood, they do a lot of damage on the back of this catapult wave, so they kill off Yapsor. And now look to claim a tier 1 tower for their own after Secret have claimed their bottom tier 1.
Yeah, but as soon as Batrider shows up, I mean, you got to go for a kill right here, right now.
Yep, they're going for it. Rolling Boulder once in again. They get the silence off. Batrider still able to get a lot of Firefly damage into J.Storm, and maybe Yapsor can capitalize on it. Able to claim 1 in return, being the ES.
It was really done well done by Forev there. Knowing he has 6 Eidolons, you can call for that turnaround. If you let Bat get to that tower, you're in super big trouble because now 1 hero is pushing 3 away and getting all that farm. You need to be able to make a play like that.
Rolling boulder. Millen's just rotating everywhere. This ES is the way he has to be played. Active across the map. Puppey TP's in. He was looking for the gank on the bottom lane, but forced to TP, but still can't arrive in time.
This is great so far from J.Storm. They're making the best of a bad situation. They were so outlaned, they had to find kills mid, and they've had to rotate heavily in these side lanes. But so far, it's done well. Only issue is...
He's kicked down. They don't really have a follow-up, however. Like, a Spark Race now going to come off cooldown. You can put the bubble out. Puppey's going to arrive, and Millen, he will fall. But so much attention now being brought towards the mid that just continues to allow for Rev space to attack into Yapsor up at the top. Marges nearby. They'll Stormbolt him up quickly. Everyone's nicely spaced up. Yapsor will die inside the tree line.
I think his bottom lane, Nisha, has just got a completely free game now. He took the last hit on the tower, and he's just camping bottom, and the 2 wards that are in the enemy jungle currently keep him 100% safe.
Do you feel like, though, J.Storm have an answer towards Nisha this time around? Like, the Morphling, there was no answer at all.
They do. It's more the Batrider, I think, that's going to be an issue, but they have an Undying, which is deceptively difficult for Bat to play
Speaking of Bat, Haystron in towards the mid. No. Yes, as well as double Arc Wardens under the towers, not one side once.
Yeah. So the only real initiation for Secret is the Bat Rider. But if the Tombstone's down, it's incredibly difficult to get a good lasso off. And Zai is not given a lane to dominate like you might have expected considering his matchups. He's played more of this roaming support, trying to activate Nisha's game. So this isn't going to be that 14-minute blink 4-staff bat that we've seen in the past. He's going to be a lot slower, and he's actually going to be rushing bots and trying to scale and ramp up for more of like the mid to late game than for those early pickoffs.
We'll see if you can actually get there right now with J.Storm creating the space and continuing this pressure on top lane. 4 heroes move forward. They come underneath their own Observer Ward, and they're chasing down YapzOr underneath the tower. They would love the setup from Moo. If they'll come in range, now Puppey underneath that Obs too. That Lina, mid-one does not have a lot of mana for this fight. He doesn't have a Laguna Blade for that pop damage. So they drop down the Tombstone. Puppey with a double avalanche, tossing back Millen, but then the kick into the Bat Rider. They're underneath the shrines, and now mid-one can get a little bit of life as well as mana, but the problem is going to be Puppey. He brings down the Tombstone, and they retreat back to the tower, but maybe then with ES dying, J.Storm, not as strong as they probably thought they were. They have the Black Hole available, and maybe you just commit it. Zai wants to just run away from this one. The Storm bolts out. YapzOr's in the neighborhood. He's not level 6 just yet, but he picks up the Centaur, throws it back, and with that stun, creating such space. They can't turn around that easy. The slowdown, thanks to Sticky Napalm, made it difficult for J.Storm to chase.
It's all because the Earth Spirit's dead. That's their only real method of reach. Other than that, they're just throwing out stuns and trying to walk down targets. And YapzOr is going to have a really easy time in this game. He's not even level 6, otherwise he'd be throwing that stun out and stealing one as well.
Puppey worked it out. He knew the Observer Ward was watching him closely. Meanwhile, up on top, silence is out on YapzOr. He's got the level 6 available. Millen picked up. What YapzOr gets is going to be the Boulder Smash, kicking Zai forward to get him in range with a lasso to pull back Millen. Puppey's there full of follow-up stuns. And with a Sticky Napalm and the Flame Break, Millen will burn, and he knows it. Tries to rolling Boulder and just delay his own death. But all this delaying is just, as you said before, buying space for Nisha.
Yeah, and I think it's telling. Bryle 3-0 rush to Midas. Nisha 0-2 no Midas, but he's got more net worth. And part of that's the towers, but it's also just the nature of a Terrorblade where, yeah, Arc Warden's picked as a counter, but Nisha's smart. He'll at some point end up going for a Blink Dagger. He's just going to go right on top of Bryle. Take him down the meta.
Yeah. Once he can do that, but that's why this Ven's meant to be the answer back. I see a triple stack of Ancients ready for this Ven to farm up, and he's cleaning up the bottom lane. Building into that mum as quick as possible. Mid tower will be denied by Puppey.
I've never heard it called a mum.
A mum?
A mum?
Mask of Madness.
Yeah, but you just so you're calling it the British mum, even though it's the American mom?
I'm sorry, I refuse to conform to America.
It's the acronym. It doesn't matter. So the game's pretty stacked. I actually think that even if they lose this game, J.Storm played this early game about as well as you could hope, because they were really severely outlaned, and Moo specifically has done a great job making a hero that the entire panel thought was terrible look at the very least mediocre. Like, that was really well done. And that's part of why Moo likes to play heroes like Sven, because he can get active on the map. He can influence it. And if he has a poor start or a poor lane, he can actually go kill people, not just hold hands with a tower.
That's going to be like even more optimistic as this game continues on. Like, if Nibba gets a good Black Hole, there will be a follow-up in the form of the damage from Sven. Right now, the chase is going on from Bryle. He's only letting his clone do the front lines. Doesn't need to fight. Like, he went for a hand of Midas. He hasn't finished up the BTs. He's just gone for the Midas, a raindrop, so he's able to survive as long as possible because Moo's not ready for this. He's using the Mask of Madness now to farm up that triple stack. March will leech some of the experience and also give some life back to Moo.
They're making a good read on this situation as well. You got to make sure that that ward was in range of the Radiant Sentry, so they'll know there's a smoke bottom. And this is the benefit, and this is why J.Storm chose Radiant and Secret did in the first game. You don't care about your bottom lane. You can sacrifice your safe lane a lot easier than Dire can because it doesn't give any control over Roche. These trades always favor Radiant.
The scan pinged up, so J.Storm knew that Tani was on the hunt, but then again, Millen and March right in behind the tier 2 tower. They're trying to chase after mid-one. Line Strike Array will connect. They'll keep the silence going, and mid-one, is it worth the dive? He's got nothing else to really dive, but then again, putting down rock after rock. Mid-one just tick, tick, and boom. He will go down. The tier 2 tower's being pressured on bottom. Nisha using his Metamorphosis to bring that down too, but there will be the straight trade out. for tier 2 and tier 2. But once again, Lena, 4 deaths for mid 1.
Yep.
They are really targeting him.
This has been great so far from J.Storm. And the main thing is, like, Zai went for this mid-game build. Like, he has bots. He is not able to find pickoffs, and he's also not going for those traditional teamfight items. So Secret's trying to extend this game and just farm the map, but I don't know if that's going to work against J.Storm. If they play this right, they can hit a timing with the first or second Aegis where their teamfight might be impenetrable. Bryle, mid, trying to get the deny.
They're thinking about it. Yapzor is nearby. Forev's going to join in the fight too. Closing in on that pipe for him. It's going to take some time, however.
I'm curious to see what build Bryle's going. It looks like it'll be a Maelstrom. So he's also going for the ramp-up acceleration style. But as you can see, Nisha, even against the double Midas, Nisha's still top net worth, and he's gained in lead as well. But he's had no pressure. He's just chilling. This entire bottom area of the map is his to control.
Yeah. And eventually they'll have to deal with him.
Ooh,
but
they're trying to right now.
They do have a lot of control, and with the cover of smoke, they try and get closer. They'll see the fake one. Smoke does not break, so no attack to come in for it. And Nisha either feels it, or he's been warned by the rest of his team.
That's something I haven't seen in quite some time in my days as a player. Game sense you carry. Recognizing the smoke. There's way too many people missing. And Secret does a great job playing around vision. We saw that initially when they went for that kill on Puppy near the shrine. And he immediately knows, okay, there's vision here. I'm going to make sure I get it. Nisha recognizing in that 10 to 15 second window that there's got to be something going down when you don't see anyone on map.
I'm wondering if March feels that he's carrying these 2 sentry wards at the moment. Moose just cleaning up the pieces. But right underneath that Dire Observe ward are 3 J.Storm players. So even if they want to come towards the mid lane, Team Secret will know about it and they're already leaving. Like, Yapzor's TPing down towards the bottom lane. They want to chase after Moo because they realize the supports have moved away. So the chase down from Zai at least got the movement speed that comes in from the BTs, but he can't close the distance enough.
Yeah, they saw there was a Spark Wraith that hit Yapzor. They knew he teleported bottom, and Moo then had a cue, I need to get the hell out of dodge, and avoids the bat. And you can already see, like, if Zai's a blink there, that's a kill. That's 2 or 3 he's missed thus far, just because of that itemization.
Yep.
But you buying space for mid one, that mid lane was also pushed in, so Secret, even though they're not connecting on these ganks, they're growing their gold lead and they're acquiring map control.
Yep. But J.Storm are going to get even more aggressive. Yep. Moo actually went and bought the Blink Dagger. It's coming out in the courier now. Maelstrom to go with the Hand of Midas, so Bryle's pushing power is getting stronger and stronger. And look at Millen's prep position.
They saw that, though. They saw him. They pinged it out.
So they know. What does Team Secret want to do about it? Firefly up for Batrider and just come right over the top of Millen. That'll be the best way to do it. Support for him is a long way away. In fact, Zai, he just comes in close. There was a quick rock that got put down, but no other reaction from Millen's going to happen. Puppy with the Avalanche. They're just looking for as much control on that. Yes, possible with a double kick. March with the Tombstone in behind the lines, but just isolating Nisha over on the left-hand side of this whole battle. That's the one they want to be able to kill off. The Yules kept March out this fight. From Team Secret, so much damage. Puppy is on a B-stick, 65 HP. They are being forced away here, Team Secret. They do not want this fight.
Really well done by both sides, I think.
The Spark Wraith, it's found Puppy. He didn't have his TP. He'd only just arrived.
I like that from Secret, though. They get the kill on Earth Spirit, but recognize we need to get the hell out of dodge. And you can see the issues with the J.Storm lineup. Once that Earth Spirit goes down, they don't have any catch. All of a sudden, Nisha, yeah, he's at half HP. Moo's pinging him out desperately, but who's going to close the gap? It's team fight versus mobility and speed at the moment. And Secret is far too experienced to get baited into a terrible team fight. You cannot walk into the Thunderdome against J.Storm. There's going to be a Tombstone, a Midnight Pulse, Arc Warden spam, all this stuff that you need to worry about. Just keep shoving lanes. Zai will inevitably get a blink, and then you can start looking for skirmishes.
And then you hope in the meantime that J.Storm just don't get too strong, that once you do have that blink, once you do have the ability for Team Secret to initiate, it's still manageable. They're continuing the stacks. J.Storm making the most of this map. Forev, I believe, has the remainder of the pipe. Yep, the remainder of the pipe is coming out. So they've got both armor increase, they've got the magic resistance as well. So it's going to be difficult for Team Secret to get a large portion of damage out in Bryle. Looking, trying to hunt down Zai. Can't really close down the distance as Zai just takes to the trees, which are now dead.
Yeah, bear in mind, mid one went bots as well. So even though it looks like an even game, Secret has essentially cashed in and said we're playing for 40 minutes plus. And that's how late I expect this game to go. They want to make sure they're never on a clock, and this enables their cores to always stay relevant. Even though maybe they missed out on some kills, you know, no Shadow Blade, no Blink on Zai, they don't have any plans on ever taking a team fight. So just continue to play around the map with pace and rat.
Miller's looking for the opening, rolling boulder forward. Zai does go into the treat, but the kick is able to connect with the silence over on Zai. It's a good pick off, slowing down that Blink Dagger, and he was pretty close. He now has 2K in the bank account. What did YapzOr get? He's got demonic conversions. So, welcome to the push power of a Rubik versus Enigma.
Yep. And I feel like I've seen this game. Like I did a lot of events the last couple of weeks, Tobes, and there's a lot of games that come down to these sort of scenarios where both sides are playing in the enemy team's safe lane. Also, check out my boys' win probability right there. J.Storm. They'd win 3 out of 4. Dota Plus says. But anyway, everyone plays cat and mouse. You essentially mirror one another's movements, and it all comes down to these huge mass buyback fights around Roshan. And I expect that we're going to see something similar here.
We just saw the first ping of it, and Sven's reaching the point where he's almost ready to fight. That Echo Saber is only now what 200, 300 gold away from completion.
I like that build a lot. I've seen a lot of Svens going Sanjin Yasha. I mean, we haven't seen Sven in a while, but if you go Blink, you buy Echo Saber. If you want to go the Shadow Blade build, or you get SNY first, you can get the SNY. But anytime you have Blink, you get Echo Saber, and it allows him to actually have burst damage on that initial Blink in, which is something they're sorely lacking at the moment.
Blink is up for Zai, so the 2 bounty runes were split, well, the 4 bounty runes were split 2-2. So this now gives Zai his ability to jump, but as we said before, the Echo Saber will be coming on the Curry to Moo in just a bit. How's Brawl doing? So BT's, Midas, he's rapidly approaching the Mjolnir.
I like this. I mean, this is good. This is a very close game.
Yeah, a lot closer. Oh, anything's closer than the first game. That was one hell of a one-sided affair.
But I just like the way Arc Warden as a concept plays against Secret style, because yeah, they've itemized to rat the map and do this guerrilla warfare, but Arc Warden has a illusion that can just teleport the lanes like we just saw bottom. And now bottom lane's no longer an issue. You can 5-man Roche. I don't know if you can take this as Secret either.
Mid one has an invis room, but there's a sentry in front of the pits. There's no way to easily slip into it, but with that tombstone, there's no dire vision close enough to this. The one they have is watching over the mid lane and trying to block up the Ancients. So it looks like J.Storm will get away with claiming this Roshan. Team Secret, they're all too far away. Zai is coming in, even with the Blink Dagger. The damage output from J.Storm is just too high. They get through it, and the Aegis Immortal into the hands of the Sven.
Yeah, I was talking with pieliedie yesterday. He was discussing how he thinks Undying is super underrated because you gain teamfight advantage, Roshan. You just pop Tombstone, pop your ult, and just hit the Roche. No one takes damage. And how do you even fight into it if they know you're doing it?
Well, it looks like Zai wants to. They're going after March, rolling boulder forward. Millen able to get the kick and silence over on the Rubik. And the follow-up is still coming in. A quick defensive Yule Scepter, and YapzOr, okay, no defensive Yule Scepter. He's dead straight away with Bryle there. But the same thing will be said for Millen. Found himself in between Terrorblade and Tiny.
I'm just, you know, I'm not biased, but I can't wait to see the look on the panel's faces when they're the ones that are all wrong.
Is this why you're like, my boy?
Someone's got to believe in them. They got the Aegis on Moo. That BKB is going to be a huge timing because all of a sudden, how do you kill a Sven as Team Secret? Where's your physical damage? Yeah, you've got a Terrorblade that have a Butterfly soon. But
actually, he's not even going in for the BKB next. He's going in for Shadowblade.
It's who are you talking about?
Sven.
Oh, he just swapped it then. Wow. That's a bold move.
Unless they're like really itching on the fact that he needs to be the big initiation, because you look at Forev's build, he is full defense. There's no Blink Dagger on this. What's YapzOr got? More conversions. Yeah. But they want to try and kill him off.
And I mean, Nisha's also, I mean, the Butterfly means he's playing for the later game. Secret is going to ignore this Aegis. They know that it's near impossible for J.Storm to end the game. They'll sack a couple towers, but look at the way they're playing. Nisha bottom, mid one top. They're constantly keeping members of their team in all 3 lanes, and J.Storm then loses momentum by being forced to stay as 5 and try and shove down later. Look at Secret.
Yeah. Team Secret have established so much vision control over the bottom part of the lane. Like I've seen 3 observer wards, how many? That's like 3 sentries, 4 sentries, even more. Just making sure that the entire south belongs to Nisha. If they want to push mid, fine. Unless they push a tier 3 tower, is Team Secret under any real pressure to do anything? They're going to find Zai, but alright, gank will succeed. That's God's strength being burnt.
You take that though. You take what you can get in this sort of scenario. It's all about catching the lanes, because in the mid, you're still pressuring. Bottom, Brail's going to TP down to address the Terrorblade's push, and it's just always a scary position to be in against a team as experienced as Secret, because eventually it feels like you're going to make a mistake. And there's going to be a mid one there coming out of Invis. There's going to be a lasso. And you're going to get punished by looking too many places around the map with your hand caught in too many
Speaking
lanes.
of mid one, he's there for Rev. Well, there goes your kick. It won't hit. Mid one and Puppy move forward, and Millen cannot create the space for Rev to survive. I think it was dead anyway. Puppy had him up in the air.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They TP'd Undying to bottom along with Brail. They find they kill top, but 4Ev then caught mid.
And they're going to find another target. How many times can mid one just do this? He's going to find Brail, and he actually starts with the Lion Strike Array, but March is nearby to get the Soul Rip for extra life, and Puppy is the one kind of stranded. So mid one needs to create more space with another Lion Strike Array, able to hit onto March. And where's the support? It's actually coming in from the Trader Catapult. Running forward, the kick, it actually cancels the TP out of mid one, and this will be both Puppy and mid one going down. Defensive Eul Scepter, Shadow Blades have cooldown in 1 second time, so mid one into Invis, but they have Dust available, so both will fall. But up on the top lane, as you said, Aegis Immortal is going to break. Zai is so low on life. Have they got the control? A quick lift. Oh, up and towards the edge. Sven comes back down again. Storm Bolt's available. Moo triggers the God Strength. He needs to hit hard, but can't hit hard enough. Yapsaw will survive. And Sven, they're able to burn through both of his lives.
And it just, excellent job once again by Secret. They're cutting their losses, and they do this so well, where they know down bottom, that's the mid one and Puppy show. Yapsaw's got his eyes on top. Nisha's got his eyes on creeps. He calls for the rotation. They get Sven and the Aegis, all set up by Zai, ensuring that Moo wasn't able to get away. He got a little aggressive. There's no need for him to be that close to the tier 3, but that's... You're not expecting this sort of pace when you come into games. This is one of the best teams in the world. You've got to be that little bit faster or you get caught. As 4Ev, then Brail, and then Moo have to realize.
It does still kind of feel like J.Storm got the gold advantage. I think they claimed all 4 of the 25-minute bounty runes. So we saw Team Secret doing that back-to-back-to-back-to-back, like in Game 1. Now Game 2, it's a little bit more split, but it does feel like J.Storm at least had the money advantage. And they're pushing, and they're going in a long way. Nisha. Oh, okay. A quick blink out by the ES. He really did not want that.
The bottom. Brail, I don't know if you die to mid one here, though. He's got 2,000 HP. But there's always the threat of someone else possibly teleporting in.
How do you even stop that? Like, okay, there's a Gem of True Set on March, so they're at least going to shut down the extra vision of Secret. So if mid one wants to go hunting for these kills under the cover of Shadowblade, he'll have to do it riskily into Fog of War.
Yep.
But I suppose there's a way around that. You just bring in 3 heroes for support under the cover of smoke. And then you can find your opening. But with the lane being pushed out by Dragon Slave and Light Strike Array, J.Storm knows what's going on.
Yeah, but it's just so scary. Look at the pressure Secret's outputting.
Brail's out for a hunt. Comes underneath the Dire Observer ward. He'll find Puppy. Already putting down the bubble. They want to try and go onto this. And
they're all under that ward, though.
Yeah, Puppy. Damn, that amount of damage coming in from Brail. Remember, that's only the clone.
This is dangerous. Zai's going to find somebody.
A blink, lasso, he found March. A quick disarm and the kick. They use the Midnight Pulse to clean up the tree line. See so much information of Team Secret, and Yapsaw's now on the run. Blink Dagger comes off cooldown, so he'll get away to safety. Mid one, Light Strike Array does not connect onto March. In fact, reveals the fact he's down there, so Moo goes for the jump. Puppy creating some level of space. Another quick kick. They've got the Sentry Ward, and they burn the dust. That is 2 layers of insurance.
Yep. And Secret, they realize like they can't take fights. So the moment I feel like the moment they even lassoed Undying, they realize, wait, we can't do this. J.Storm's here. And they're doing a good job of cutting their losses, sort of keeping an even game, but at a certain point, you got to be afraid of your Secret. Like, the Enigma's got his GPM talent up. There's an Arc Warden who's at a double Midas now for almost 25 minutes. It's getting scary. And yes, Sven is not picked. Oh, top, the Glyph, the creep.
To try and get that jump in on Design, he's able to get the dust off, so they do see Moo, and Moo has no way to get away from this. Nisha, a double damage rune on the Terrorblade. 279 plus 320. He's looking real strong, and they'll have the creep wave with them, so they can keep this push going to the tier 2 tower if their heart does desire.
You can see Secret, when they make mistakes, it's as a team in a way. They're looking for a skirmish. They realize J.Storm's ready. They cut their losses immediately. But it's so easy for them to punish J.Storm, where it's these individual errors that lead to then these pickoffs and a complete loss of map control. And in this case, maybe even a tower. But again, Secret, they're playing smart. They get the kill. They're going to back away, continue expanding their lead, and once again, pushing all 3 lanes.
Yeah. Because they got the time, right? Like, YapzOr's going in for... I've been waiting for the big team fight that we normally have with an Enigma. And like, Team Secret have denied it time and time again. But if YapzOr gets that Aghanim Scepter up, Team Secret are just enabled massively. There's a reason why this guy is respected on his Rubik.
You just got to be your favorite meta. You just want to yell black hole loudly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to see 2 black holes at the same time, please. Like this... or back to back. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm maybe not so much of a fan of the Warden and Terrorblade.
You might get it soon because we've got both teams smoked, and we might have our first actual clash coming up soon.
Yeah, Observer and Sentry from J.Storm's a little bit further back. They're going to find the first target. This is Rubik, but he's just tanking through it. He's got the Yule Scepter up as well. He bought so much time. YapzOr will finally die, but Enigma was the cost. I get nothing of what I want. And neither did these teams.
I mean,
they're all backing out. They're all just running away.
Well, your favorite heroes are made of wet origami at the moment, because Enigma died to a TB illusion in the lasso, and Rubik, I mean, the moment you're stunned in that position, you're going down 100%. Moo's hunting, though. He won't find anybody, because once again, look at the wording from Secret. They not only, they trade, sure, but they establish dominance in this area of the map, and Roach is going to respawn in 1 minute 50 seconds. And they need to find kills on these wards positioning. You can't invade the pit against J.Storm, but if you find a pickoff as they approach, it's different.
He's so close. Does Moo want to go for him? Here comes the Storm Bolt. Poppy won't get caught by this. We'll let the Avalanche fly forward. So Moo, now with a kick, he'll connect over on 2, but Zai went invis. He had the rune available, and the rolling ball to YapzOr! Grabbing Millen mid-roll. And they want to go for more. Poppy with the Blink Dagger. The Hex is up for Brawl. They weren't ready for that one. Poppy now underneath the Tombstone. Are they going to have enough to fight this one? They get rid of the Tombstone. March actually soul ripped himself to try and survive a little bit longer. But the Death Tombstone will arrive. Another thing just to be farmed up. More money for Team Secret. And 2 heroes down for J.Storm as Roshan is spawned. He's still a minute away. So they don't have the window to crack Roshan, but they'll crack the mid-tier 2.
And there's a Hex finished on Braille, but when you don't get the initiation, that item is dead gold. And something to note, they lost the gem in that last engagement. No longer does J.Storm have that true sight. And when you're playing against 2 Shadowblade, or 1 Shadowblade, whoa.
Puppy tried to stop Braille from taking the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, and then he realized just that, well, that's an Arc Warden and you're a support tiny too.
It's just so hard. Zai now, bots, Blink Force, and the gem, which means Secret's going to be able to control vision and capitalize. Batrider is one of those heroes. He doesn't provide much vision for his team, but he loves utilizing it. So if they have the ward advantage, it's so easy for him to find pickoffs. And you got to keep in mind, J.Storm, your only real catch is a Blink Sven and the Earth Spirit.
Moo's looking for it, but he's being attacked underneath Observer and Sentries from Team Secret. It's just the illusion of Nisha. But Zai is cleaning off the tree line around Roshan, grabbing any rune he can. Illusion runes make this even more difficult, because he can just scout out everywhere of J.Storm. And J.Storm did not find the Observer Ward. Is inside the lane on the top. That's what actually saw the initial gank that was being attempted by Moo, because he Shadowbladed underneath that Observer Ward.
And this is the problem with TB. Nisha is so good about utilizing his illusions. He has 1 mid that pushed the wave all the way to the tier 3 as they now make a big smoke move towards it. He's got 1 bottom as well. So again, so much pressure on the map from Secret at all times.
Lina, he Dragon Slaved up the hill, attacks the conversions. So now they'll 4-man smoke themselves. Braille is not included in that, and it's just an illusion of the Batrider that sees the TP out from the Arc Warden, and they look towards Roshan. There's 1 set of Basher inside, but there's your blink forward. They get the control, they get the lockdown. No way to hide inside that Shadowblade with that stolen gem on Zai. And they're coming for Roshan, but they're here. The buyback's available for the Arc Warden. Are they really going to look to fight this one? Here comes Moo jumping in. YapzOr! Woo! Goodbye.
But Nisha, again, so good with the illusions, kills the Tombstone.
They're waiting.
It's a fight.
Here's the jump in once again. Enigma's waiting for his own jump, and March just evaporates And J.Storm, they know they do not want to start this one up. If Team Secret want to start Roshan, that's fine by them.
And you can see a bit of the inexperience there from Bryle. Thinking a Shadow Blade is enough to save him, man. You know Bat has a gem. He walked straight into the waiting arms of Secret, who played where you'll see every elite tier team play when Roche is an objective and you're on Dire.
Oh,
this
jump
top
out,
shrine area.
Melon. He was trying to go for the Arfu, but no Thief for the night this time around. They are going to completely retreat back to their base and hope for their big wombo combo to try and save their tier 3s and cracks.
And as expected, 35 minutes or so, Secret starts to blow the game open. Now they get the BKB up on Nisha, soon to have a Scotty. Like, this is the game that they've wanted to play this entire time. They've itemized for this portion of the game for that one fight into a Roche, and all of a sudden, they're the ones with the big lead.
But Mu does have his BKB, so he finally completed that item too. Farev actually moved off the Greaves he was going to buy and bought BT so he can jump around this map a little bit more freely.
Yeah. Sven's talents are so underwhelming, man. 8 strength into 30 move speed.
Hey, -6 on the Meteor Hammer. Puppy, well, we've seen this situation before. Bryle just wants to continue the kill, but Puppy does defensive Yule Scepter and blink away. So difficult to get that instant lockdown when both Puppy as well as Yapsor have these Yule Scepters. Zai's on the hunt once more. He's got an Invis rune to work with. Observer and Sentry is up on the hill, and J.Storm are trying to wait underneath, but so Mu looking for the good jump in. They're able to get the Tombstone off Stormbolt onto the Bat Rider, but then again, the damage on Nisha is so heavy onto Milne, he's able to rolling boulder himself away, but with the Tombstones now, Bryle starts opening up, and the cleave from Mu, it's gonna be there. They'll get through the Terrorblade, so say goodbye to his Aegis Immortal, but that does give him a secondary life. The kick is perfect from Milne, giving them time to clean up mid one on the northern side of this fight, and then follow up into Zai. And they're looking for even more. Nisha and Puppy together. Millen jumping forward, able to get the double stun out. They got another decay, another lockdown, and they've got the stuns out once more. Nisha can't get away. Yep, with the Thunder, he'll have the extra life. No need to get away when you can just stand and fight. A triple kill for this Terrorblade. Bryle is very uncertain if he wants to have this fight, but he turned around and attacked. He doesn't have the extra help. He'll have to buy back in, but Puppy trying to capitalize on the situation, giving Nisha not only an ultra kill, but a full rampage. Where's the follow-up? It just ain't there. Rolling boulder away. These buybacks were for naught. In fact, it was in the negative.
And the bounty runes are now going to be collected by Secret. Terrorblade! Woo!
If he didn't get that Sunder off, I don't know if we got replays yet, but I'd love to see that again in slow motion. But it's just...
They just didn't have the damage.
Yeah, where was the follow-up? Like, they blew it early, but then they came back in for the fight. They willingly went for that.
I'm so surprised they went for it too, because they knew as soon as the
And they're going again. Millen caught in the bottom lane, pick him up, throw him around. Yapsor took the rolling boulder. Millen, there's no way he escapes from this, and Yapsor's got the interruption. Yule Scepters, that one was actually from Puppy. And Millen is now dead after. That's a dieback for him, so like 75 seconds on the sideline for that death.
On the bright side, Terrorblade can't buy any more items.
Okay.
As soon as he finishes this Hurricane Pike. It's a Moon Shard, and then he's tapped out. But unfortunately, this is pretty much where the Secret lineup peaks, and you can just see the damage output of a TB. This is part of why this hero is so strong.
And they're already looking for it. Zai flying around the back. He's got the lasso available. Red tries to slow things down with a Midnight Pulse with a blink forward move. Does have the Stormbolt, slows him down. They pick him up and throw him down, but Farev, he just doesn't have the life to survive through this, even with the pipe. Even with the helm, he just cannot live through it all. A buyback is available. I think you'll actually have to commit it if Team Secret want to force the issue. For now,
Bryle?
He's just walking out. Luckily, it's just a coin for him. It's just harassment. It's just trying to be a pain in the butt.
That's a long cooldown, though.
It is.
Burn. I think
he's got 21 seconds left on it now.
Meta's available if they want to. No tomb.
Well, they keep it up for a little bit. Storm bolting, soul ripping. But they've lost it. March continuously stealing the life away from Nisha, but he's got 2.8k left still. And the jump forward. The gem was on the deck, and it was a trap. Puppy, he was going to get stunned up for control, but I'm dying. He evaporated out. Mu looking for his fight, but Nisha, the Terrorblade. This is why he's in the meta. He is not a beast. He's a demon.
I don't know how you kill Nisha anymore.
We're back to game one, right?
Yeah, he started 0-2-1. He's currently 12-2-6. You give Nisha a free game, he will happily hold that for you, and cash his check for the win. I'm just such a clean game from Secret. I mean, yeah, it looked a little scary for them, but they never really lost their idea. Their game plan is pretty solid. You can see it in action. Level 25 TB. What do you do now, folks?
Well, what you do now is hit a perfect black hole and have Sven buy back, and that's what exactly they're looking for. Where's your jump in? Millen able to get the stun over on Terrorblade. Hex at the backside, so Zai can't get that extra control they're looking for. Not to mention Silence up, locked in. They have enough control, but with this under, Nisha gets a lot more life to just start his retreat, and they need to find the kills, but Secret, they're so quick to cut their losses and get the hell out.
And Nisha, I love the itemization. The Butterfly plus the Sanjin Yasha, he's at 497 base move speed. How do you catch him with the lack of stuns? J.Storm have, like, you saw, they have the Hex and then the blink in from Sven. But it's just not enough to kill Nisha anymore. And every 5 seconds, he's going to have a Sunder available. I don't know how you kill him. And yeah, we have an Enigma. Have we seen a critical black hole yet?
No.
And why does he have bots?
He was going to go for the Greaves. I think maybe J.Storm believed this was going to turn into a long split push game, and they needed the Enigma to be able to just side lane push. I don't know. I'm given some options. That's all.
The problem is no one itemized for team fighting. Mu went for his own game. You know, the mask, the Shadow Blade, Blink BKB. If Enigma doesn't go for Greaves, like there's no armor items picked up. You look at the side of Secret, like. They're winning the war now because their physical damage output is crazy, and it doesn't have any necessity to have reach. A Sven, part of the reason you're not picked, you're a melee carry. You get kited, you need Blink to get on top of heroes, 1 Force Staff, and Secret have 3. Just, you can't do damage anymore. Oh, they only have 1. It's just that Zai's great. No, they have 2. I thought for sure one of the supports would, but you know Yapsor isn't buying any team items. Blink kills Ags. This is why he loves Rubik.
He doesn't play any other way, but at the same time, like, why do you want him to? With Ag still in the fights, Yapsor controls so much, as long as he can survive, and maybe that's the other issue for J.Storm. We're seeing Mu prioritize just killing off that Rubik at the beginning of every single fight. It's like, you just don't want this guy there. And then they start chasing down other people. But Secret, they back up when they lose Zai. So maybe that's the different target switch they have to look towards.
And we've been talking a lot about Nisha, but I feel like something that's underreported is how the Secret supports always influence the game. When it gets this late, just look at their net worths. They're real heroes. They have impact. They've got core items up.
Yep.
Whereas
that Rider's the lowest net worth on Team Secret.
You look at the Undying and the Earth Spirit, all they provide to their team is like a blink and an urn.
That damage is real nice, and not nice enough. Zai able to just 4-staff himself away to safety, and that's the clone of Braille. You see just how much paper Batrider is as long as they can get that first catch, and they're coming in. They jump, there's your bolt, and it won't actually connect. Nish just so fast on the BKB, and he just turns the damage into infrared. The black hole's out, but no, he spent dies, and Yapsor steals it perfectly. Nish with a triple kill. He opens up a gaping black hole in J.Storm, and that is GG well played. 2-0 for Team Secret. That is a good start to their campaign here in KL.
Just like the panel predicted. Well done to those guys as well. I commend J.Storm for their performance. I think if they don't crush the lanes and rotate as well as they do, that game ends much faster. But props to Secret. They understood their game plan. They itemized for their win condition, which was just about when they closed it out. And you finally got your double black hole. And
I got it. I know the first one was pretty short, but we relied on Yapsor to get there at the right time. But like for me, like I want to give at least some props to J.Storm or Millen. Like you talk about like his early rotations. He still got 21 assists at the end of that game. They put up a fight. They gave us a close game. It wasn't just a 2-0. It was actually a proper game. So props to them, but it's still 2-0 to Secret.
Indeed it is. Much better performance though by J.Storm. I'm sure they'll take something out of that as they head into the lower bracket now of this particular group. Secret will move on to play the winners match, which will be our next game. But let's wrap up on that first series of the day. 2-0 Secret, Jensen. You know, you all called it. It's all fairly predictable, but it wasn't a predictable game, was it?
No, they actually
good start by J.Storm.
Yep, put up a pretty good fight. They were swapping their lanes around. They got the matchups they wanted, it seems. And like Braille went godlike at one point in this game. which was pretty impressive. But then one little fight of miscoordination, and you know, this Nisha player, he's pretty good. Gets a rampage.
He is pretty good. Yeah.
And we're gonna see that right here.
And this is the moment where they kind of just left him. He dies from Aegis and then they just leave him. I feel like Sven should probably have stayed on him and just kill him again. But instead they run for a bad and Lina. And now he proceeds to get a rampage because of it.
I think it's like, oh, he's not Metamorph. He's not a threat. He's still a 6-slotted TB.
I was going to say, he's still
and
danger.
he can chase people down.
But at this point it looked pretty good for J.Storm as well. Like they had a pretty good win chance here, but after this fight it just started looking real bad for them.
Seems like TB, once he gets 6-slot, level 25 talent, it's just like, how do you actually beat this hero? And you can try shut him down in lane. He went, I think, 0-2. But he still was keeping up and even out farming a Midas Arc Warden because he's TB and he can jungle. Like, that's just what this hero does. He farms lane, dies maybe once, goes jungle, keeps up, can ancient, farms everything.
Yeah, and his team, they went like a little bit of, like, I guess, kind of weird items. They went double bots early on, like 15-20 minutes on the Bat Rider plus the Lina. But it seems like they were just like, all right, well, all we really need to do is just delay the game. Delay the game till TB, till Nisha's able to farm up. We can just look for these kind of crazy plays on the side. And just, let Nisha do what he does best, and that's farm as a Terrorblade.
And we looked at this, like, we were sitting watching the game, and just felt like, okay, it's looking good for J.Storm, but they're going to lose eventually, and that's exactly what happened, because Sven against Terrorblade, you slow him with Skadi, you slow him with Reflection, and then if he doesn't get that jump with Sven, then the hero's kind of bad.
Yeah. Rubik also having used God's Strength there, so the Terrorblade's damage was through the roof, because it was like a Rubik with Aghanims, and then he gets Black Hole on top. It's just nice little crisp clean off for a secret at the end there.
Yeah. I'm always excited when you see an Enigma because it's a black hole, right? Yeah. And then always excited when Toby gets to cast those because it's an iconic combination. And then even more excited to think that actually get extra black holes because Yapzor's in the game with a Rubik. And that's exactly what we've got. There's the scoreboard to wrap things up in this second game of the series, a 2-0 sweep for Secret.